Well, YouTube, this is what you call this is called a dark session. It's what a person does when they're coming to you live. Basically, they want to talk to you, and they basically want you to understand that, where they are right now and their situation is something they just want to say that's on their mind. This isn't on Facebook, but basically right now it's just live on my YouTube channel. It's called it's called what you call a dark live. Basically, you're in the dark and you're just living your life, and you're blocking out all the problems in your life, and you're basically moving down the road and you're recording, but you're talking, out loud to yourself. You don't know that if you're on camera or if you're just listening or whatever, but you're on camera, but you're basically talking. So it's like a podcast, but it's like you won't see my face, but I'm there. You can see some of it right there. You can see my hand. Well, so I'm this guy who's been living a life and who's been trying to be himself. He's gone from playing a happy character at Christmas time, to doing it full time in his life. And this is why I'm JakKlauZ, because now that my hair and beard are going to be white for the rest of my life, I'm realizing to myself that I'm going to be a Klaus. And yeah, I don't have a Mrs. Claus. I don't have a wife. But I'm sick and tired of going on Instagram and all these social media websites like Facebook dating and Instagram and everything else, just to be let down and be told that, my life isn't good enough to keep on going. But I don't care what anybody says anymore. My wife and I, we were together for 10 years. And my wife and I split last October. And I've been living in my 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment that you guys see on my videos all the time, and basically everything that I do, I pretty much do it for myself. I go to restaurants, I go to places of eating, businesses like that, because the thing is I go there because I'm doing it for me. And I'm eating at these places because, one, I like their food. I respect the people that make it. I think, hey, you guys make this food, you guys deserve a tip. You guys deserve, everything that you make at the end of the night. You guys deserve that. And last night, I bought Papa John's for when I, did the hockey game last night. And I tipped the driver already online, but then he looked down and I was like, you know what, man, here, I'll give you some more money. And then I had one of our neighbors, she got her stuff stolen, and and I got her I didn't get her anything. I just basically I'm gonna give her a thing that says, hey, I'm sorry that your stuff got stolen, and I had the same thing happen at 2, but here's a couple of, here's something that'll make you not feel so blue, and I just want to help somebody out. I just want to make somebody happy is what I want to do, man. I don't want somebody to feel like they're down or depressed, but the one thing that you gotta understand, is who's going to be there for me when I'm down and depressed? Which one of my friends is going to stand up? Which one of my friends is going to say, hey, Jack, I got your back? You know? But I really don't know who's got my back, man. I really don't know at the end of the day who is going to be my friend and who's just going to bullshit with me and reminisce. You know? I don't like going to a bar and getting drunk. I don't like drinking all night long. And I sure as hell don't want to just go my life. Because I don't like getting shit-faced. I don't like getting messed up. I don't like forgetting what happened. I don't like trying to figure out what I did the night before and getting all plastered and crap and everything else. So you know what? I'm just going to continue to live my life and be for me. I'm not going to get a divorce from my wife, from my ex-wife. I'm just going to sit here right where she left me. Just taking care of myself. Because that's the only person in my life right now that matters to me is myself. You know, I sit here every night and I think to myself, you know, am I doing the right thing? Am I living my life the way that I want to live? Am I happy? And I sit here and I think, you know, I would be a hell of a lot more happier if I could just have my bills and my debts taken care of and just start fresh. And I think the only way that I'm ever going to get there is if I just take the time to save money and pay off all my shit. Because that's the only way I can ever live my life, is if I'm ever free. But am I ever going to be free? Am I ever going to just live my life and be free? Hell no. It's going to take a long time before I can do things to make me feel good about myself. There comes a time in a man's life when he needs to realize to himself, you know, no one else is going to do it for you. You got to figure it out. You know, I ask the Lord up above all the time. I do believe in Him. I do believe in Odin as well. And I do say to Him, I say both to Him, I say, God and All Father, you know, I'm down here on earth. I look up at you every day and I ask you for forgiveness. I ask you to help me out when I need it. You know, a couple bucks here and there, or $100 here and there. But I'm always down here trying to score points for the afterlife, trying to make it better for myself, even though I'm going through shit. You know, yeah, I wake up every day, I put my pants on one leg at a time, but they're the same pants that I wore yesterday or the time before. I smell them, and they don't stink, you know. I put a little Febreze on my pants to make it smell like a dryer sheet. You know, and I live my damn life. I do what I have to do to survive. Because I have to make it right. I have to make it right. I have to live my life to be better. Even though I feel so one-sided. Even though I feel like I don't matter. I feel like I'm going to burn up. I feel like I'm just never going to make it. I feel like I'm always going to fall apart. I never feel like I'm good enough. I never feel like I matter. I always feel like I'm ruining someone's life. And then I message my ex. I message her when I haven't heard from her for a long time or a couple of days, and I say to her, look, I haven't heard from you. Are you okay? But nobody. My friends never message me to ask me if I'm okay. My friends never message me and ask me, hey, Jack, are you okay? Because they already know what I'm going to say. They already know that I'm going to be like, look, I'm all right. It don't matter. I am living my life every day like it's my last day on this earth. And I wonder, am I ever going to accomplish anything? Am I ever going to be remembered for anything? I mean, I'm a guy who just wants to be happy. I'm a guy who wants to be with somebody who loves him, somebody who cares about him, somebody who wants to go to hockey games, go to events, and do something. I'm just a guy, man. I'm just one man. One man who's out here trying to live his life and enjoy it. One man who's out here saying, hey, there comes a time in a person's life, and a man's life, when he wonders if he's gotten his worth. I watched a video on Instagram the other night, and there was a guy talking about a spool of wire that he had, and he remembered how big that wire was when he first got it, and he was sitting out there and he was talking about it. Now the wire's really light, and his wife was like, well, you're out here in your what's it called hat, your Jets hat. And she didn't grasp the concept of what that meant. Is that means that the guy was on his last spool. He doesn't care if he's alive or dead. I mean, he does, but she seems like she doesn't give a shit about him. And sometimes that's how I think that so you see these women on Instagram and TikTok and everything else, they have these really big, massive jugs, and they have these big asses, and they sit here and they say that they use all 4 holes. They sit here and they say they want a man who's older, they want a man who does all this stuff, but then they want you to go to their OnlyFans page and they want you to subscribe to them. And then you subscribe to them, and then they tell you that they love you, and they tell you they want to be with you. They tell you that they need you. They tell you that they want this. They tell you they want that. And then you know what they do? They turn around and they ghost you. They catfish you. They tell you that you're not worth it because you're not paying for their, you're not paying for their Louis Vuitton bags, or you're not paying for anything. You're just a guy. They think you're a fucking loser. They think you have nothing to stand on. No leg to stand on, they think, They think, well, why the hell am I messing with this guy when I could be messing with a guy who wants to give me everything? A sugar daddy. A guy who basically will do anything. You want to know something? That's what I think about strip clubs now. Strip clubs are nothing but the devil's work. Yeah, they're made by devils. They're made by guys who worship the devil. They're made by guys that just hire these women that, yes, people pay them to give them satisfaction, but you're never going to get anything from them. You're just going to get them to rub up and down on you and tell you that they love you, and they turn around and just go to the next guy who's got more money, who's got bigger wads of cash. That's not how love is. That's not how love works. There are guys that sit out here and they go to work and they bust their ass working 8 to 12-hour day shifts all the time. They make money. They come home and they just go to an empty apartment and they sit there and they cry when they get home. They cry. They ask God. They say, dude, why am I this way? Why does nobody want to be with me? Why does nobody want to love me? And then you know what they do? They put a bottle to their head. They start drinking, pulling the trigger every time, drinking away their life until they finally take their last breath. There are so many people in this world, so many guys out there that want to be with these special women. I mean, hell, they think, yeah, Jelly Roll's got Bonnie, so maybe that could happen to me. But then all of a sudden they meet somebody like Bonnie and she turns out to be a total cunt, you know? And then they drink their life away. Or they go home and hang themselves in the shower. Or go home and just end it all. Put a bullet in their fucking head. Because guys think that, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll find somebody and, you know, and maybe I'll go out there and live the best life that I can with this new woman. Well, sometimes it turns out to be the worst thing in their entire life, and they go out there and they pull that trigger and they're done. They have nothing to look forward to except for a blood-stained carpet or just freaking hanging there in their house until their landlord finds them dead. But you know, there are guys that do this all the time. I mean, they have a mental health month for guys because they're afraid that there are guys out there that work so hard that won't even get a rose. You know, that won't even get a rose until it's put on his until it's on his funeral. You know, they used to have this reality show called The Bachelor, where this guy was basically just, you know, some Joe the plumber, some, you know, loser guy that, you know, doesn't look, you know, worth a damn, or some guy that they basically, you know, just find, you know, on a show and give him the time of day and say, hey man, we want you to be the bachelor and we want you to find these girls, and these girls are nothing but, you know, sluts and maybe some nice people, but they turn out to be cunts anyway because they don't get the right rose. But over the year that I've learned about being separated from my wife, I've learned one thing. She obviously must not care about me anymore because she doesn't talk to me. The only time she ever talks to me is if I talk to her. So she must have not wanted it like she says she did, because she doesn't even talk to me. She does not have the audacity, or she doesn't have she will not talk to me. She will not talk to me unless she either needs something or I talk to her first. The only reason why I'm talking to her is because I'm treating her like a friend and I'm saying, hey, you know, how you doing? I haven't heard from you. Are you okay? Are you all right? How's your family? How's things going? I'm not checking up on her because, you know, because I want these divorce papers done or anything like that. I realize that I'm going to do that anyway. If I want it done, I'll go get it done myself. You know? That's the best damn thing I'm going to do anyway, because I'm the one that's going to have to do it and get it done. Because she won't do it. She's just going to ride out this green card until 2029. She's only got 4 more years until that green card's done. Yeah, 2029. She's got 4 years. And that green card's done. But you want to know something, man? I'm not really worried about it. I'll just save up all the money, get all this stuff taken care of, and maybe the Lord upstairs will bless me with the lottery winnings. Maybe give me an opportunity to change my life around. Or maybe, something will just blow up in my face. I'm actually thinking about literally taking off social media. I really am. I think the only thing that I'm going to do is podcasts from now on. I think I'm just going to do them on Facebook, like Facebook and YouTube. And, I'm going to get off Snapchat. And I'm going to get off Instagram. Or not, I'm going to get off Snapchat. I'm going to get off Instagram. Because Instagram isn't worth a shit. I mean, Facebook, I can go live on that. X, I can go live on that. X. I can go live on Facebook. I can go live on X. And I can go live on YouTube. Yeah. So I'm going to keep those 3 channels around. But TikTok, don't care for. Snapchat, don't care for. Because nobody uses these things. I mean, they're 90% of the time a fake. Telegram, WhatsApp, all those damn things, they're full of shit. You get on them and it's like, nope, don't want to talk to you. Nope, don't want to talk to you. Claudia, the chick that I used to talk to, who lives out in Belize or wherever the hell she's from, or Brazil, she hasn't messaged me once because I don't talk to her. Because she talked to me when she was here because she was here on an investigation for school and extracurricular activities, and she just needed someone to talk to until she went home. So she talked to a guy that was really nice, treated her with respect, and then she pissed him away. And then she said, fuck you. Just like how my wife has said that about me. She came here, got a green card, and basically after 10 years said she was done with me. Because, I don't know, I wanted to move to St. Cloud and better myself. I don't know, man. I don't really care anymore. The only reason why I asked my ex-wife how she's doing is because I don't want her to do something stupid to herself. I don't want her to kill herself. I don't want her to be crashed in the side of the road crying in her car because, she can't take it anymore. I love both, and I love everybody that was in my family. Louie, my daughter Ruby, I love everybody because I care about them. Even though I'm not sitting there in their house now, I still care about them, but they don't want me to be around them. They keep on sitting here saying that I was the one that caused all the problems. I was the one that did this. I was the one that did that. I was the one that made their mother go nuts. I was the one that caused all the problems. Yeah. But I was also the one that put the roof over the head. I was also the one that brought them over here. I was also the one that paid the money for the immigration to get them over here. And I guess that's not good enough. I sit here every night and I go to work and I bust my ass for a paycheck every 2 weeks so I can turn around and keep my bills paid try to keep my head above water, try to be happy, try to live my life, and try to have a little bit of dignity. But you want to know something? I can't have shit. I'm not allowed to be happy. Because nobody wants to be with me. My friends don't even give a flying fuck about my ass. I mean, yeah, they see me on live. They tell me that, I do a good job of doing the hockey games, and I keep doing things, and I keep living my life, and I keep, having a good time. And maybe someday, I'll be, an announcer for a hockey team. Maybe someday I'll be an announcer for a UFC fight, or I'll be an announcer for a boxing match. But the thing is, man, I just go out there and do it because, one, I like doing it because it's something that makes me feel good about myself. It makes me happy. Just like driving this van for Groom. It makes me happy. This is how I live my life every day. It makes me happy. I turn around and I sit there and I think to myself, if I were to die tomorrow, if I were to not wake up, who would be there? Who would wonder where the heck I am? The only people that would probably wonder where I am is work. They'd be like, Jack, you're not here. And then they would get my voicemail. They'd call my voicemail, and then they would send PD or something to my house to find out where I'm at. I'd never answer. I'd be dead. Sometimes I tell people on the van, sometimes, I'm like, I tell them about my life. I tell them about who I am, and then I say, well, that's another taxi cab confessional at a different time. I sometimes wish that I could record these trips. I sometimes wish that I could tell you how I really feel about everything and tell you guys what goes on in the brain of my head. But I'll tell you, man, every day that goes by, I sit here and wonder who would miss me if I was gone. I've only been playing a Camo Santa for 12 years. And every time I do it, it's just another thing after another, But I'm not really going to worry about it. I mean, there's a girl who just messaged me on Messenger right now. She says that she's, a lonely chick and that she lives in Guinea or some shit like that, or some country outside of the United States, and she messages me. So anytime you ever hear a message go off, that's because someone's messaging me on Facebook. They're bothering me in the middle of my live because they want to ask me a few questions. Well, I don't really care anymore. If somebody messages me on Facebook Messenger and says, hey honey, or hey baby, or whatever, I'm going to be like, you know what? Just leave me alone. I'm not in the mood for it. Because I'm tired of scams. I'm tired of being played with. I'm tired of all this bull crap. I'm tired of it. It's not fun. It's not how I want to live my life. Waking up every day and wondering, who's going to send me what fake profile is going to send me a message today, getting my hopes up? This girl that I just talked about, she sent me pictures of herself. They all look like her, but I don't know. You know, she could be who she says she is. Or she could be a guy living in a bunker in Kenya. I wouldn't care. Because I'm not going to talk to somebody unless they live in the United States. They're American. And they have a blue check mark next to their name now. I'm not going to talk to anybody unless you're meta verified. If you're not meta verified, then you're not verified. You're a bullshit scam artist. There's so many goddamn people scamming people in this world about what the hell they're doing, and it's bullcrap. It sucks. These people need to quit scamming people and just leave people the hell alone. It's enough in this world to be sad and depressed and lonely. But when you're one of those kind of people who's sad, depressed, and lonely and is about ready to take their life because they're tired of being ghosted and catfished by a stupid fucking dumbass in a bunker in Kenya who's a black guy who's just opting to be a girl. Basically, he found pictures of this girl, downloaded about 17 pictures of them, put them all together, and then he pretends to be her. He pretends to be her just to scam people out of money. And that, my friends, is downright stupid. Because if I did that kind of shit, I'd get arrested. Or I would lose my morale of being KamoKlauZ. I would lose the ability to be Santa Claus. Because people would take that away from me and they would say, look, you work with kids and everything else. Well, I don't want to be one of those guys that gets treated the way he does because, you know, I don't ever want to do anything wrong. I just want to keep on living my life, being KamoKlauZ, and having fun being JakKlauZ, being the guy that I am. That's what I want to be. That's too much to ask, I'm sorry, but, you know, I've been living my life every day like it's my last day on this earth. And I don't know when the hell I'm going to die. I don't know when, you know, death's going to sit down next to me and tell me that it's my turn. But if he were to sit down right next to me and tell me it's time to go, I'd be like, dude, let's go. I don't have any reason to live. Because you find out who your friends are really quick. You find out who is around. You find out who's there. You find out who's, you know, on your top 10 list. You find out who's the one that's going to care about you at the end of the day when you feel like you've hit your lowest or you hit rock bottom. But the thing is, I know for a fact that Joe's never going to get her divorce papers done. She's never going to get the divorce papers done. So you ought to know something. If you want this done, you're going to have to do it yourself. So just go do it, man. Just pay the fucking money, get it all over with, and be done with it. And you want to know something? Yeah, your parents love you. Your parents love you, they care about you, but they don't call you. So that means that there's something wrong or there's something missing, you know, in that relationship, and you need to work that out. But I don't even know where to start with my parents. I don't hate my mom and dad. I love my mom and dad, but I just don't think they love me the same way I love them. You know, Christmas time comes around, my mom and dad, you know, buy me gifts that I need and stuff, and then they give me money, and that's it. But I just don't know that I have the same love and respect I used to have for my parents. I really have no idea. I am wanting to be a ordained minister. I want to be a guy who does weddings and funerals and and stuff like that. If you want him to. I mean, I'll do Viking funerals, I'll do pagan funerals, I'll do Norse funerals, I'll do Christian funerals, I'll do churches, I'll do weddings, I'll do whatever. But I just want someone to love me. I want to come home at the end of the night to a woman laying in my bed. Not for sexual favors, not for sex, not for anything like that. Just to grab me, give me a kiss, and tell me that she loves me. I don't know what I ever did to deserve this, but I just need someone to love me. I just need somebody to understand me. And sometimes, when a man says he's all right, he really isn't. You guys have heard the TikTok. You guys have seen the Instagram. But I'm living proof. I've hit rock bottom. And I'm going to try to continue to live my life. But the thing is that I'm doing everything for myself now. If anybody really and truly wants to love me, they can find me. I've been around since 12/4/79. I've been around for 45 years. I've seen a lot of things. I've been through things. I've done things. I've had things done to me. Am I proud of it? No. Do I really care? No. Did I tell anybody about it? No. Because the reason why I never told anybody about it was because anytime I ever tried to tell somebody about it, it was always, oh, Jack's just looking for attention. Jack's always trying to do this. Jack's always trying to do that. All I ever wanted to do was live my life. I never wanted anything bad to happen to me. I never wanted anybody to feel bad for me. I never wanted anybody to hate me. I just wanted someone to love me. That's like pulling teeth, bro. That's like hearing John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt on repeat. That's like trying to figure out why popcorn pops. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Sometimes you just gotta wonder. Why are we put on this earth? What are we doing? And why? And does God have a reason for us? Does God have a path that we're supposed to go down? That eventually we win the lottery? Or that we get that gold at the end of the tunnel? Or that gold at the end of the rainbow? Or something happens to us? Or are we just people? Are we just pawns waiting for something bad to happen to us? Because that's how our demeanor is supposed to go. That's how God is supposed to control us. You know? They always say the man upstairs is the one that controls our story. Well, I wonder what my outlook is on life for him, or what my outlook is that he's got for me. Am I ever going to be happy? Am I ever going to end up with Mrs. Claus? Am I ever going to keep on playing KamoKlauZ? Am I going to do what I want to do? You know what I want to do, man. You know exactly what I want to do. Yeah, you know exactly what I want to do. You know exactly what I want to do. I want to play KamoKlauZ for the rest of my life, but I also want to be the mascot of the Frost, and I want to live a normal, everyday life. Yeah, I want to be the mascot for the Frost for 15 games out of the year at home. I want to play Santa Claus from December 1st all the way to December 26th. I want to play KamoKlauZ. I want to do that kind of stuff. And I want to work for Groom. Yeah. I want to just work at Groom for 5 days a week or 6 days a week and get a decent paycheck and not feel like I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Yeah. Because that's how it feels. It feels that way every damn day. It feels like God is basically telling me, Jack, I want you to work so damn hard until you're 65, and then finally I'll grant you with what you need to do to have your fun. But no, I want to have my fun and work too. I want to feel like I matter. I want to feel like somebody wants to wrap their arms around me and tell me that they love me. I want somebody to feel like I'm their man, like I did when I was with Joe. I love Joe, man. She was the best. But then she just got tired of me. She got tired of me. She got tired of me being in her life. I never got tired of her. I never hated her. No, I never did. I never hated her. It was all bots. It was all bullshit. It was all other things that came into my life. And she was jealous. She was jealous, man. She was jealous of everything that happened. She made me freaking say what I said. I told her, look, this is how it is. Because you know what? I got tired of always telling the truth to her and saying what was on my mind, and her always sitting here throwing it back in my face, never believing me. Because she wanted to just keep on egging it on. Because she never wanted to listen to me. No. So what I did was I got sick and tired of always telling her the truth. I got sick and tired of always telling her the truth for her just to throw it back in my face and tell me that I was lying to her. So you know what? I would say to her, yeah, I did say those things. I would put it up there. I would talk about it, because the reason why I would talk about it was because if you believe that it's on Facebook, it's got to be legit. If it's on Twitter, it's got to be legit. But you want to know why I put it up there? I put it up there because the thing is that, look, I got tired of sitting here telling you that this wasn't what it was. So then I go and write it on there, because the thing is that you were going to believe what you saw on Facebook over the gift fucking horse. You never believe your own fucking husband. You believe what you see on Facebook. So I wrote it on Facebook, and I wrote it on Twitter, and I wrote it on Instagram, because the thing is that you believe it there, but you don't believe it from the gift horse. And I told you how many fucking times I said, no, I never wrote that. No, I never did this. No, I never did that. So what the actual fuck are you going to tell people? Are you going to tell people that you're full of shit? And that you don't care? Or are you going to fucking say, I love you, honey, and I want you back? Because you want to see if you can make it work. Well, you want to know something? I'm different. And I know that you want to be left alone. I know that you don't want to be with this anymore. So you know what? You don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to ever come back to you. I'm just going to keep on thinking about you like I always do. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to miss you like I always do. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to miss you like I always do. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be like, God, I wish I could have you right now. God, I wish I could be in your arms. God, I wish I knew what you were doing. But it doesn't fucking matter. No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. There is no hope for me. There is no hope. There's no wonder. There's no joy. There's just loneliness. Loneliness and sarcasm. Loneliness and God. That's all that's left. I'm just going to live my life for me. That's pretty much all it's going to be. Well, I'm gonna pause and post this up to YouTube and everything else, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I hope you enjoyed the Dark podcast. Basically what it is it was just a message in the dark kind of thing. You know, you saw my face every once in a while when the lights came on, but the thing is that I'm alright. I'm just living my life like it's my last day on this earth. And if nobody really wants to be my friend or talk to me or anything like that, I get it. I understand it. I probably deserved it. I probably have. But I'll tell you right now, man, there is more to this than meets the eye. How's it going?